Evropske ribiške flote letno ujame okoli 5 milijonov ton rib, kar je vsaj 3-krat preveč, da bi se ribje vrste lahko obnavljale. Zato mednarodna okoljevarstvena organizacija Greenpeace opozarja evropske politike, ki bodo junija letos odločali o reformi skupne ribiške politike, naj zmanjšajo ribolovne kvote in namesto velikih uničujočih ladij podprejo male priobalne ribiče. V nasprotnem primeru bomo potrošniki do konca desetletja ostali brez rib in ribiči brez dela. Greenpeaceova ladja Arctic Sunrise, Arktična zora, se je na svoji turneji, ki jo je pričela aprila 2013 v Romuniji in jo bo v začetku junija zaključila v Veliki Britaniji, ustavila tudi v Kopru in našo domačo javnost opozorila na stanje ribjega življa v slovenskem morju.
We have been all around the world with this one, but its specialty is of course the ice breaking, and therefore we can go to the Arctic or Antarctic with this one. Last time this ship was in the Arctic was half a year ago, and it's also next year after the summer it's going to go to the Arctic to do research, science, and possibly some actions against the oil drilling in the Arctic. This campaign is about the coastal fisheries, because there's still some fish left here, but if this development goes on, there's not going to be. For example, in Baltic, in Finland, we pretty much don't have the fishing community, the old traditional anymore, because there's no more fish. They already took them out.
Questo è il bridge, qua è dove lavorano gli ufficiali e dove si praticamente guida la nave. Vi ho detto prima che
The European fleet in total right now is able to catch 2 to 3 times more fish than it is sustainable and than the nature can replace. And this is the root of the problem, that we have too many big vessels catching the few fish that have remained in the sea. And we need to change that if we want to have fish as consumers, and if we want to preserve the small-scale fishermen who are very, very important for local communities in remote areas of the coastline or islands. These are people that are very important financially for the small communities, and also they have no other alternative for profession. They cannot all of a sudden stop being a fisherman and become something else. And if we don't take measures now, then it is estimated that in the next 10 years, 60% of these people are going to lose their jobs.
Ribič sem že od 80. leta naprej. V ribištvo sem šel zaradi veselja, ker pač že prej sem lovil kot otrok na trnk. To sem od očeta pač malo dobil žilco in me je veselilo pač, da lovim ribe. In pol sem se odločil, da probam tudi kruh se služiti. Tista obdobja je bilo ogromno ribi in je bilo vse to lažje ribiško delo kot pa danes.
Pri nas je bilo v letu 2012 registriranih 84 ribiških plovil.
Število naših ribičev je najmanjše med vsemi pomorskimi narodi znotraj Evropske unije. So vsi mali priobalni, približno 85% njih lovi na okolju prijazen način, torej z selektivnimi orodji. Njihov izlov bi se dal primerjati z izlovom ene večje industrijske ladje v enem potegu, tako da v glavnem, kar se tiče same količine rib, nekje približno 320 ton, je Slovenija v primerjavi z drugimi pomorskimi narodi zanemarljiva. Je pa zelo pomembno ribištvo za kulturno identiteto in za tradicijo, ki jo imamo v Sloveniji. Večina našega izlova v preteklosti je bila narejena v bistvu za splavo ribo, predvsem sardelo in sardonom. In to sta dve ribji populaciji, ki sta v zadnjem času v bistvu bile izpostavljene negativnim trendom. Torej sta ogrožena staleža in kot taka ne dovoljujeta povečevanja ribolovnega napora. Mali ribiči, torej o katerih mi govorimo, s katerimi v bistvu sodelujemo, pa lovijo večinoma bele ribe, torej belo ribo, ker se nekatere vrste, kot so recimo orada, morski list, mol, uvrščajo v bistvu med ogrožene, torej so staleži v upadu, medtem ko nekatere ostale pa so staleži zelo zdravi, mogoče celo še premalo izkoriščeni v tem smislu. Tako da v glavnem vidimo, da za te komercialno najpomembnejše vrste so potrebni neki ukrepi v bistvu stabilizacije ribolovnega napora in to je zdaj recimo nekje stanje, ki bi ga Slovenija morala zadržati.
So when we say small-scale sustainable fishing, we mean small vessels up to maximum 12 meters long, where the fishermen are owners of this boat and they fish on their own. And they use passive selective gears like long line and nets, gear that are really selective to what they catch. They do not destroy the marine ecosystem and the important habitats for the fish, because on the contrary, when we talk about the industrial fleet, like the big destructive vessels, we're talking about trawlers and purse seiners who are not selective, they cannot control what they catch. So a lot of times they catch undersized fish, like too small, that are not mature yet, or fish that are not commercial, and these are fish that they throw back to the sea because they are no use to them. And this is a big waste. For example, in my country, in Greece, trawlers discard over 50% of their catch back to the seas. This is not sustainable. This has resulted in overfishing and the depletion of our fish stocks. Here in the Mediterranean, it is estimated that over 80% of the fish stocks are being overfished, and this is a big problem. We think aquaculture is not the solution to overfishing because, for example, in Greece, aquaculture is a big thing and it is a big production. But for producing 1 kilo of sea bass, for example, you need 3 to 4 kilos of wild fish. So you need a lot of quantities. So this is actually contributed to the overfishing. Instead, economical study has shown that by protecting and restoring 43 stocks, European fish stocks, that would bring a profit of 3.2 billion euros extra money each year for the countries. And it would also create 100,000 new jobs in the sector. So they can sign in the campaign, they can sign a paper boat and become captains of this flotilla. But also as consumers, to get more informed, we usually urge the consumers to get involved, to ask where it comes from, to avoid fish that comes from trawlers and purse seiners, and to prefer buying from the small-scale fishermen.
In smo prisiljeni se znajti vsak po svoje in imamo možnost po ribarnicah prodajati ali pa po gostilnah ali pa čez na italijansko borzo prodajati ribe. Tisti, ki malo več ujame. Ampak tudi tam ni več tako, kot je bilo, ker izgleda, da ljudje nimajo denarja in je kriza, to vidimo vse posoda je. In je bolj težje zdaj prodati ribo, kot je pojeti. Pa magari jo je malo.
Postanite kapitan Greenpeaceove spletne papirnate ladjice in s pozivom evropskim politikom prispevajte k ohranitvi rib in tradicionalnega priobalnega ribolova v evropskih morjih.